Let's see if I can say this name right. It's been a week since the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition been released, and boy, do I have a lot of thoughts. Let's get into it. I'm not even gonna tiptoe around these issues. I'm just gonna jump right into it. The battery life, it is bad. It's two sides to the story, but overall, the battery is bad. With 5G on, battery is barely making it 4 hours. On the flip side of it, if you just turn off 5G and only use 4G LTE, now you have good battery that's gonna last up to like 6 hours, 6.5 hours of screen on time. I see it as, like I said, it's the new technology. It's like the same thing when LTE came out and WiMAX. I don't know if everybody remember WiMAX, but Sprint had tried it with that WiMAX 4G. You know, when you had that on, you actually had to flip a toggle to turn those on, and the battery life was pretty trash when you was using 4G. That's way back in the day, a couple years ago. But anyway, at this point, battery life sucks. If you really care about battery life, use 4G. Next, the GPS issue. That's pretty bad because there is no fix for it right now. Like, I've tried it on 4G, I've tried it on 5G, and both situations, the GPS just takes forever to turn on. It actually works after like about a minute and a half, it will finally kick in. I feel like that's a bigger issue than the battery issue because I can fix the battery issue just by only using 4G. GPS, while I'm using 4G or 5G, there is just no fix for it. But I feel like that is a major issue. Normally, OnePlus solves their issues very quickly, and I thought after a week the fix would have been out by now, but maybe there's a much difficult issue to fix than I believe. I'm gonna give OnePlus an opportunity to address this problem. So those were the two main big problems, but outside of that, let's jump into the next hot topic. 5G, is it really that good? To me, and how I've experienced it so far, it's not that much better than 4G. I mean, I get pretty fast 4G speeds. That's just, I mean, my 4G speeds have always been pretty good on the regular, and 5G is just a tad bit faster. And most of the times when I run my speed test, I'm getting roughly around the same speeds. So I've tried running the 4G test on the OnePlus, and I also tried running the 4G test on the Pixel device, and I'm getting roughly around the same speeds. I did expect a lower latency on the 5G speed test, but like I said, it's still been pretty much roughly the same. I think T-Mobile claims it's supposed to be 20% faster, and I can't say some of the top speeds I have seen have been with 5G on. But overall, this is low band 5G. It's not millimeter wave 5G. So I did not expect to see those gigabit speeds or anything crazy like that. I knew it was gonna be fairly close to what 4G was offering. But with 5G, it's the same thing like any new technology. Like, I do expect to see the speeds improve over a while, especially once the Sprint T-Mobile merger finally goes through. Sprint has that mid-band range already, so we'll see some faster speeds from that mid-band range. And then whenever T-Mobile finally rolls out the millimeter wave, then we'll see that 5G, 1 gigabit down, 1 gigabit up type speeds. Okay, outside of 5G, the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G is very similar to what you're getting with the OnePlus 7 Pro. The big difference is you're getting that faster processor, the 855 Plus, and you're also getting 12 gigs of RAM. And can we just take a pause and just think, it's 12 gigs of RAM inside of a phone. That's just ridiculous. And I love it all. I use just about every bit of that 12 gigs. I like having all my apps just stored in memory and just quickly jump back and forth between the apps and see that they're still live. So I'm loving the 12 gigs. And it also has 256 gigs of storage. It's a lot of storage, it's a lot of RAM, and it has the latest and greatest processor. So performance-wise, everything is snappy. I mean, flying through the OS, everything is really snappy. There's no issue there with performance. On top of the processor and the RAM, you have the 90 Hertz display. The 90 Hertz display, I've raved about it a lot on the 7 Pro, the 7T, and now we have the 7T Pro, and it's just as amazing as it was when I originally seen it on the 7 Pro. It by far make Android the best experience I've ever seen, including with Android 10 and the 90 Hertz display. Using the swipe gesture just feels lovely. Like, I mean, everything is just buttery smooth, it's fluid. And then also the bezel-less display just makes the whole thing just looks great. Looking at the phone and seeing all this screen, like straight, just screen. So we already know that the battery at this point is just not that great if you're using 5G, but we still get that Warp Charge 30T, which charges stupid fast. I mean, I still don't know how they're doing it, but the OnePlus devices charge fast. The Warp Charge 30T, just you plug it in, like I'm at 0%, 5%, whatever it is. A quick 30 minutes, boom, I'm at 70%. That's why the battery issue don't bother me so much, because of the fast charging and because of the fact that I can just switch to 4G and still get similar speeds to what I get on 5G. So overall, the battery is just not that great of a deal to me. I want a fix for it. I want it to perform better when it's on 5G. I can deal with it for right now. We need to fix for that GPS though. So these cameras, give me a second. Let me do my pop-up camera. Wait a minute. Between that sound and the camera popping up, it just looks so dope. The front facing camera is pretty good. The back cameras, we have the wide, the ultra wide, and the 3x zoom. They're all are really good to me. I mean, yes, they are still not on the level of the Note camera or the Pixel camera, but unless you directly comparing it to those phones, you won't have any issues with the camera. I mean, they do a damn good job. The difference between the 7 Pro and the 7T Pro, we do have that macro picture taking ability now. I mean, I don't use it that much. For me, I really just use the wide angle camera, but it's no real complaints with the camera. I mean, like I said, it's not Pixel, it's not the 11 Pro, it's not the Note 10, but it's still a good camera. The OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition is loaded with all the top specs, from the 5G modem, the A55 Plus processor, the 12 gigs of RAM. There are still 3 key things I feel like you're still missing. And one is the always on display. I can't explain why we still don't have that always on display. It's much needed. I love it. I want it. Just give it to me. All right. Also, wireless charging. Every time I come back to a OnePlus device, it reminds me very quickly that it does not have wireless charging, because the first thing I do when I get to my desk, I drop it on the wireless charger and then I see it's not charging. I'm like, what? OnePlus, what are you doing? Just give us wireless charging. So that's not there. And this is kind of like nitpicking, because it's there, but it's not really there. There's no official IP rating. I think there was a bunch of videos already that's been made that shows that it is waterproof, but for whatever reason, OnePlus does not have an official IP rating, so you don't want to just go out there diving in the pool with your phone. But if you happens to be pushed in the pool, your phone should be okay. It's not official, but it is pretty much waterproof without that official rating. Overall, this phone is a powerhouse. It's a beast. I love the look, the McLaren Edition. I love the orange. I love this back. I love the theme on there. I love the new fingerprint like animation when you unlock your phone. I love the pop-up camera. There's a lot to like about this phone. At this point, with the battery issue and the GPS issue, it wouldn't be a good time right now to recommend it until those are fixed, because I do feel like those are some major issues to have with the battery life and the GPS problem. And if you want to keep up to date with if those fixes ever do come out, I mean, I'm definitely going to post an updated review of the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This was another Joe Tech Talk. I'm out.